Hello there, and welcome to the War Factory? The War Factory for today, July the 26th. Pretty crazy little War Factory here today. I kind of was surprised because there's a lot of ins and outs and a lot of things going on, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna open this, I'm gonna go right-hand side, I'm gonna grind right up. And don't get me wrong, I had 2 or 3 different ideas kind of going through my head as to like, okay, well maybe I'll go in and I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then that'll happen, and then I'll do this, and I eventually just kind of went with, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go up the right hand side, I'm gonna grind it out, and everybody will live happily ever after, because it's been a while since I've done a really grindy one, I think. I don't know, hopefully. But yeah, so first attack, I just wanted to take out the quad of rocket launchers. To be honest, it actually took a lot more energy than I was expecting. I was expecting to be able to kind of run Sparky around and nail that solo rocket launcher, but as you can see, not so much. Yeah, it took a lot more energy to bomb those out than I was expecting. Now, I could probably have farmed up a lot more energy on these boxes if I had been intelligent, loaded up the Grens in anticipation for a bit of a grind fest. Probably not a lot more boxes, but maybe enough boxes to kind of walk Sparky up there and let her die. It's only 3 smokes, I believe, which should be like, well, here we're gonna see, because I did it right here. So 2 smokes is 5, which means 1 more is 9. So it would have been 9 energy plus the 8 plus 2 for a flare is 10. So like 19 energy is all it really needed to take out that rocket launcher, but I didn't expect to have to do that, so I didn't bother loading up the Grens. When you do go through, just like 2, maybe 3 boats of Grens, you might lose 1 or 2 if they start drifting in too close to the boom cannons and the lasers, but hey, at least you'll have something set up there. You can start doing some business and have yourselves a good time. Now, this attack, I'm not going to lie, is a complete bore. I didn't actually, like, I knew the Grappler was going to be there and it was going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. I wasn't thinking, I don't know why, I knew it would grapple some things, so I was like, yeah, save Sparky, because then it'll grapple some critters and everything will be fine. For whatever reason, I did not think, hey, when it grapples something, it's going to activate the lasers early. So, as you can see, I kind of tried getting down into that corner so that I could clear upwards towards the, well, everything. Everything except for the beach, I guess. And the first thing grappled, lasers went shooting out. I was like, oh no, I have to quickly start to compensate. But I'm not quick. I'm a little on the slow side, you know? So I tried to start to compensate, and I started shocking the lasers, obviously much earlier than I expected, which drained the energy, and like the whole first hit, as you can see, went to pot. I was able to push through, I guess, about half of it, but I was really hoping to make it much, much further than this. And there were a few last-ditch efforts just to like, let's see if we can get rid of 1 extra thing. And then eventually got down to Sparky, and I figured, okay, let's let it die. So, round 2, coming in, I feel like the sweep up the right-hand side is still a pretty legit strategy, so I still want to try it. Now with that Grappler gone, it's just that much easier, right? Like, I don't have to worry about silliness. But then Sparky and all of Sparky's lovely friends start coming out and doing horrible, horrible things. It started to actually get me really scared because I saw all of the critters running around and the lasers starting to fire off, and I was just like, oh god, oh no, 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 oh, why would you do this? So I started just throwing the shocks on the lasers. Once again, a lot earlier than I had anticipated, but, you know, it kind of had to have been done. Now, once I did get the flamethrower, not flamethrower, it's a hot pot for, you know, someone, I guess. Once I got that to pop up because either troops or critters were getting close enough, you can shock the hot pocket with the quad of the lasers and the shock launchers and everything all in one shock. So definitely make sure you do that. And then, like, I kind of expected it to be a wash over here on the right-hand side. Like, this is kind of where I expected things to go south and to start having everything die. It just happened an attack later than I had actually expected. Also, that control of the boom cannon and it targeted the laser could not have been more perfect. Total fluke. I wish I could claim some kind of brilliant master plan, but no, it was a complete fluke. And I don't know why I flared the medics, but they're sitting there healing themselves doing nothing, so time for them to suicide their way into oblivion so we can move on. Now, the right-hand side turned out to be a lot tougher than I had anticipated. The other thing I was toying with was going left-hand side and... Sorry, beard hair. So, going left-hand side and doing a bullet Zuka push through this insanity. I was seriously considering dropping taunt onto him, and instead was like, you know what, that's a lot of doom cannons, maybe I'll just juice, because that way I can juice them and kind of juice my way through. I wish I had gone with taunt. It would have been infinitely better. Unfortunately, I am not so smart at things, so I went with the juice. Now, all I really wanted to do was take out the machine gun and then have all of the things start happening here. What probably would have been a lot smarter is, because I was throwing the shock anyways, target that leftmost shield gen. That would have pulled bullet ahead a little further, hopefully let the Zookas run into the back a little further, put some separation in there so that when the doom cannons are constantly firing on bullet, they're not AoE damaging my Zookas, but again, I'm a little slow, so I didn't do good things like that. Which is fine, because even with all of my goof-ups, all of my follies, all of my screw-ups, as you can see, still doing pretty good pushing into these shield gens. The ultimate goal was to take out the shield gens with an attack, and then do a Smoky Zuka walk up to the little clear space that would have been between the rocket launcher quad, which is obviously blown up now, and the, I think it was grapplers. So like walk up in there, have my troops set up in that area, and then just rain down all kinds of, well, fun on the HQ. Would have been a nice easy win. As you can see, I didn't take down the last one, but I was a critters and artillery away from having that bad boy down. Had I been smart and flared the shield properly and equipped bullet with taunt instead of with the juice, I don't doubt for half a second that I would have had a lot more success and I would have been able to clear that out much, much easier. Now, all of this all being said, that's two very different ways you can approach this depending on, I guess, what your troop levels are, what your comfort with Smoky Zukaing is. But what it comes down to is at the end, just load up Zookas, assuming you can, and the HQ has like 2 hit points. You just shoot it 2 or 3 times and everything explodes. Game over. You win the internet and all the loot. And I guess the war factory, but most importantly, the loot and the internet. Anyways, I think that wraps everything up, like, way early. I'm gonna just say thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it was entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day, regardless of which end of the war factory. That's the war factory in the middle.